Section 10 of the Book of Hallowe'en by Ruth Edna Kelley. Into the Public Domain. Chapter 10 Hallowe'en Beliefs and Customs in Wales. In Wales, the custom of fires persisted from the time of the Druid festival days longer than in any other place. First sacrifices were burned in them; then, instead of being burned to death, the creatures merely passed through the fire; and with the rise of Christianity fire was thought to be a protection against the evil power of the same gods. Pontypridd, in South Wales, was the Druid religious centre of Wales. It is still marked by a stone circle and an altar on a hill. In after years it was believed that the stones were people changed to that form by the power of a witch. In North Wales, the November Eve fire, which each family built in the most prominent place near the house, was called Col Coth. Into the dying fire each member of the family threw a white stone marked so that he could recognize it again. Circling about the fire hand in hand they said their prayers and went to bed. In the morning each searched for his stone, and if he could not find it, he believed that he would die within the next 12 months. This is still credited. There is now the custom also of watching the fires till the last spark dies, and instantly rushing downhill; the devil, or the cutty black sow, take the hindmost. A Cardiganshire proverb says, "A cutty black sow on every stile, spinning and carding every All Hallows Eve." November Eve was called Nos Galan Gof, the night of the winter calends, that is, the night before the first day of winter. To the Welsh it was New Year's Eve. Welsh fairy traditions resemble that in the nearby countries. There is an old story of a man who lay down to sleep inside a fairy ring, a circle of greener grass where the fairies danced by night. The fairies carried him away and kept him 7 years, and after he had been rescued from them he would neither eat nor speak. In the sea was the other world, a green fairy island reposing in sunlight and beauty on ocean's calm breast. Peri, Welsh Melodies. This was the abode of the Druids, and hence of all supernatural beings, who were something betwixt heaven and hell, something that neither stood nor fell. Scott, The Monastery. As in other countries, the fairies or pixies are to be met at crossroads, where happenings, such as funerals, may be witnessed weeks before they really occur. At the Hallow Eve supper parsnips and cakes are eaten, and nuts and apples roasted. A puzzling pig holds the ale. In the rim are 3 holes that seem merely ornamental. They are connected with the bottom of the jug by pipes through the handle, and the unwitting toper is well drenched unless he is clever enough to see that he must stop up 2 of the holes, and drink through the 3rd. Spells are tried in Wales too with apples and nuts. There is ducking and snapping for apples. Nuts are thrown into the fire, denoting prosperity if they blaze brightly, misfortune if they pop, or smoulder and turn black. Old Pally threw on a nut; it flickered and then blazed up. Maggie tossed one into the fire; it smouldered and gave no light. Marks, All Hallows Honeymoon. Fate is revealed by the 3 luggies and the ball of yarn thrown out of the window. Scotch and Irish charms. The leek takes the place of the cabbage in Scotland. Since King Cadwallo decorated his soldiers with leeks for their valour in a battle by a leek garden, they have been held in high esteem in Wales. A girl sticks a knife among leeks at Hallowe'en, and walks backward out of the garden. She returns later to find that her future husband has picked up the knife and thrown it into the centre of the leek bed. Taking 2 long-stemmed roses, a girl goes to her room in silence. She twines the stems together, naming one for her sweetheart and the other for herself, and thinking this rhyme: "Twine, twine, and intertwine, let his love be wholly mine. If his heart be kind and true, deeper grows his rose's hue." She can see, by watching closely, her lover's rose grow darker. The sacred ash figures in one charm. The party of young people seek an even-leaved sprig of ash. The first who finds one calls out Cyniver. If a boy calls out first, the first girl who finds another perfect shoot bears the name of the boy's future wife. Dancing and singing to the music of the harp close the evening. Instead of leaving stones in the fire to determine who are to die, people now go to church to see by the light of a candle held in the hand the spirits of those marked for death, or to hear the names called. The wind, blowing over the feet of the corpses, howls about the doors of those who will not be alive next Hallowe'en. On the eve of All Saints' Day, 24 hours after Hallowe'en, Children in eastern Wales go from house to house, singing, for an apple or a pear, a plum or a cherry, or any good thing to make us merry. It is a time when charity is freely given to the poor. On this night and the next day fires are burned, as in England, to light souls through purgatory, and prayers are made for a good wheat harvest next year by the Welsh, who keep the forms of religion very devoutly. End of Section 10, read by Professor Heather and By. For more free audiobooks or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org.